Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the Dancing Devils from Sayonara Wild Hearts that I play on Nintendo Switch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that want to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Placement. It's all about placement. I didn't like where I started with it, so I moved it. It's that simple. I got an idea, and the hand was going to be up. So that's why I wanted to bring it down just a little bit. But also, the leg's going to be out. So I got to make sure that I do have it. Maybe the first place was the better position. But I just want to make sure I had enough room, basically. There we go. If I just tilt it like that. And that's what this is. That's what stick figures and positioning is all about. Ooh, let's try to figure it out. I do this every single time. The 3 P's. Positioning, placement, and I don't know. I can never remember. I come up with this funny little, like, hey, let's say this. We'll call it this. The 3 P's are going to be this. And then I forget what it is. So let me try to figure it out real fast while I'm sketching, because all this is not important to you anyway. This is 100% totally for me. So I can try to get the look of it right. So let me try to think. What did I say? What did I say? Ooh, and also the foot's looking a little strange to me. If I do this and I put the heel here, put the toe like this. There we go. I had to get a little dark there because I had to get the positioning right. There we go. That's what I was doing. I was doing too much of a toe on that side. Perfect. There we go. There we go. So the 3 P's. Positioning. Okay, so here's my biggest problem. Usually when I start thinking of that, I say positioning, placement, and those are the same thing. Positioning and placement are the exact same thing. So it can't be that. So what do we call it? We'll say props. No props. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just forget about it. I'm gonna lose my concentration here when I wanted to talk about Sayonara Wild Hearts. I talked about it on the Fool, but I'll talk about it here too, just because I love this game. There's just something artistically amazing about this game, and that's why I just keep going on and on about it, and it's why I like to draw the characters too. So what else can I say about it? Like I said at the beginning, I play it on Nintendo Switch. I wish I had a bigger system like a PS5 or something like that, but honestly, I don't get to play that much. Just between me and you, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot of, I play it when I'm going to bed. I'll lay in bed to calm down, to close out my night kind of thing, you know. And that's it. That's what it really has become to me. So that's why it's like I don't really need a bigger system, because again, I just don't have time for it. I wish I did, because you know what I want to play so badly? Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order. Oh my gosh, I'm so smitten over that game and have not been able to play, and it's frustrating, but you know, eventually, and I've kind of heard rumor that it might come out on Switch, so we'll see. But again, the other thing is, I'm not that, what do you call it? I'm not that upset, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I have to do a drawing a day for you guys, and that takes a lot of time. And with March, I'm doing 2, and again, that takes a lot of time because I have to record. So let's talk about this. Let's take you on the inner workings of what I do. I have to record and make the video, edit it, color it, post it, set the video up with what do you call it, links, all that stuff, you know. So it's not just recording and set it, recording and go. There's a little bit more to it. So it is kind of a trick to do this every single day and stay motivated and still find time for other stuff. Hold on, let me draw the hands real quick, because I'm actually doing something very specific to them, and in doing that, it's gonna look odd if I don't get it right. Okay, so again, I kind of have to concentrate here. And that's how it goes. Sometimes I got to concentrate on what I'm doing just to try to get it to look right. But that's okay. I would rather concentrate and get a little quiet than get it wrong. And this is going to be a crazy dynamic hand. It's going to be in a strange position. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So let me look in the mirror real fast. I'm going to kind of do, and I think that's where I'm messing up. Like the thumb needs to be over. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay, perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but the sketch is there. I see where I was going with that. The real trick is doing both hands. Like I'm gonna do this crazy look to both hands, right? Then I have to decide which character I'm gonna do, because there's 3 of them, and I'm not gonna draw all 3 as much as I want to, and that will take up a lot of video time, real estate time. Like if I need something to draw, it's like, well, then just draw these characters. It'll take up space, but I don't want to do that. I want to draw just this one, then move on, and leave room for other stuff, because like I said, I would love to just draw these characters over, but I've got so much more to do that there's no way that's going to happen. But they all 3 have a different look to them, and I like hers the best. So this is the one I'm going with. Okay, her hair is kind of all bouffant up. I have to figure that out as I go, but I think that'll work for her. So sorry again if I'm getting quiet, but I'm needing to concentrate on where I'm going with this to get it to look right. Let's see, let me draw. Oh, and you know what? I need to get enough folds in there for the look of the jacket. The nice thing is, it's got a very specific, what do you call it? Letterman jacket type look that I can draw a specific look to it to get it right. Okay, so let me just solidify this arm real fast. But what I was trying to say is, because it's got a certain look to it, I can kind of get away with emphasizing certain parts, right? Like the big poofy sleeve, that kind of thing, you know? What was I going to do with the other hand? Oh, let's do kind of a... They've got them in like a certain fighting position, so I'm going to do kind of like that, the same thing. Kind of like I did there, kind of this kind of thing, kind of something like that, right? So in doing that, I just have to get enough of it to look right. Like that. I think that's going to work. I think that'll work right there. Again, I just have to make sure I put down enough. I put the lines down in the right place to make it look like that. And I think that's good. I think we're ready to go. I think I can live with that. So, okay, so let's erase some of these sketch lines because I want my pencil lines to disappear and I want my Sharpie to stand out. So, when I first started putting lines down, that was the placement. Those are my sketch lines. And once I got more confident with the placement, I started pressing harder. And I pressed a little too hard in some spots, but that's okay. You know, sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper to get to the good dirt, right? So, as I'm erasing lightly, the sketch lines disappear, but the confidence lines take a little bit more pressure. So, in so many words, we're gonna erase the sketchiness and keep the confidence. And that's how you're gonna live your life too. That's how you live your life, is get rid of your sketchiness and be confident. Okay, and I think I'm ready to go. I can see enough to keep us on track, but enough has disappeared that it won't stand out. So I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but it pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've lost my Sharpie, but I'm going to get going, and I can see enough to what I need to do. But if you need to see any other video game playlists or whatnot, check out that playlist right there, or just check out playlists in general, because I do so many that chances are I probably already did what you're looking for. You just have to go in there and look. I'm going to get me a new Sharpie rather than worry about getting that other one back. All right, good to go. So I've sketched it out. I know where I'm going to go, and I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in because you see where we are. You saw what we're doing. And I'm going to start with the eyes. And normally I don't do the eyes because they're too tiny to put all that detail in. Ooh, this is a big fat Sharpie. I can see it already. Wait, is it? Nope, that's a small one. Okay. But considering that I'm not drawing anything on the eyes, I'm just drawing the highlights, so to speak. Like there's also some detail in the eye around. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do the mask in so many words. Okay. So I'm basically just drawing around my sketch. And I like the look of the masks. That's the other reason why I wanted to do these characters, because everything is just so well designed that it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. It's got great music. Just go check it out. I found it on sale. And a lot of times I like that. If you keep track of certain things, put it on your wish list. When it goes on sale, buy it like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw the face. I've got her kind of tilted down a little bit. So I'm gonna draw the bottom of the nose, kind of like this. And that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna draw nostrils or anything because you can't really see it anyway. So for her mouth, I'm just gonna draw the line, the split like that. Draw a little bit of a top lip, and then the bottom lip. it's hard at this size to get that amount of details in, so I kind of have to pick and choose what lines I can draw. Now I'm going to start to draw the rest of her face, and let me see, her hair is really cool. It kind of comes down into a point on the sides, but I can't really see as much of it, but I'm going to see what I can draw. But also, I'm going to start to thicken my lines up a little bit, because when I switch over to that Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I want to match what's about to happen. Okay, that's kind of her ear. You can't really see it at that angle. Let me draw this other side over here too. And the nice thing about thickening my lines up too is sometimes I can hide any mistakes I have. Like if I think, oh, I should have made that a little thicker. You know, well, that's what you thicken that line up for. Hide it, my friends, hide it. All right, and I'm gonna draw more of her hairline, kind of like this, and it's all being pulled back into this awesome, like headband, but all you can see of it is, I think, let me double check. I haven't had to look at a few different pictures to make sure I kind of get it right. There we go. All you can see is like the little knot that it's in. And then her little devil horns, which they're not. But that's also one of the reasons why I like her. Her is the best, because there's three. There's three different ones. And I had to pick and choose which one I was going to draw. And this is the one I went with. Because as much as I wanted to draw all of them, I couldn't. Well, I mean, I can, but we got other stuff to draw. I can't sit here and draw every single one. Or can I? Okay, and her hair is back in a little bouffant, a little updo. And again, I'm thickening my lines up. You don't have to do this. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. Because remember, this is how I draw, you draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. But if you're working with pencil, you may not want to do this. Maybe it looks a little silly, but for me, it works. It's what I want to do. And I just like, that's all going to be black hair right there anyway, but I like to add a little bit of detail just to kind of, you know, make it come alive. All right, so her arms are kind of up, so her collar is pretty much right here, like right at her neck, because of the way I have her like tilted with her shoulders raised, her head down a little bit. For her jacket, all you can really see, because it's open, I'm going to draw the opening like this. Like that color. And she does have like a, I'll do it with a small Sharpie, like necktie, a string, like, is it called a bolo tie? What is that? But it's like a little looped Colonel Sanders, what do you call it? String tie. Like that. And I wanted to make it hollow like this so I can color it in. But sometimes like this, when it gets this small, it's like, just ink it all in, you know? It's hard sometimes because these drawings, some of the stuff is so tiny, but I want you to be able to just use what's lying around the house, you know? That's why I say just grab what you want and we'll make it work. Okay, so her collar does have an edge to it. I'm gonna come around like this. Again, because of the way her head is completely over the edge of it, you can't really see much of it anyway. And let me do a little bit of like this, a little bit of detail, just to kind of show that it's there. But color is really going to take care of the edges of it. Okay? All right, so her arms are up. So that means her shoulder is going to be pushing the material up a little bit. So there's the back, pushing the shirt up, or the jacket. And it does have a cool like Letterman jacket separation. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the edge of it there. So you see where we're building from and where we're going to go. So again, because her arm's raised, I got a bunch of creases and folds. And then her sleeve is a little puffy on the end. So it's bent and puffy. Does that make sense? So So there's the collar or the cuff, the bend, the poof. I'm going to do some creases for the material being stressed out like that, and a little bit more, just because, again, there's a lot of creases in a material like this. There we go. Just to kind of show that it's, and I always do that, I always go over way too much, just to show that there's a lot of bends in that cloth. Same thing here. We're going to do maybe something like that, just to show that the material's bent as the shoulder is pushing up the material, because it should be flat, but as it goes up, you know. Anyway, here's her wrist, down to the forearm. And I've got her hand in a more dynamic pose, kind of doing something like this. So that's what we're gonna go with, okay? So I'm gonna bend the thumb up skyward like that. And then this finger is extended. And so just bear with me. Your middle finger is gonna be bent like this. And I've got the ring finger pretty much doing the same thing. So I'm gonna do that, and then the pinky, here's the edge of the hand, is pretty much extended as well, but behind all these, so you can't really see it. So she's kind of doing this, right? So you can only see so much of that pinky, and that's the idea. Let me clean this up just a little bit. And plus, the downside is there's only so much detail I can put in with the hands with a Sharpie like this. So, you know, that'll work for the overall big picture. Okay? Awesome. Let's do the other hand. So same thing, the shirt's a little pushed up like that. And then I'm going to draw, just like we did, draw the edge of the jacket, just so we have the separation. All right, and this arm's pretty much doing the same thing, but straight out, okay? So, some bends of the material, the big poofy sleeve to the cuff. What do we say this was? Like that. Same thing, I'm going to define a few edges here with the smaller Sharpie. There you go. I want to draw a lot more, but I gotta also tell myself, don't go crazy. Keep it simple. All right, so same thing. We're gonna draw the forearm to the sleeve. I'm a puller more than I am a pusher. That's why I like to pull rather than draw to something like that. I can't do this. I like drawing with my arm instead of my wrist. Does that make sense? All right, so this hand is pretty much gonna be doing this, all right? So I'm gonna draw the thumb like this. This finger, let's draw the back of it real fast, is in front of it all like that. And then the other ones are kind of more like this, okay? And same thing, the pinky is pretty much behind all that you can't even see. So see how even my pinky, you can barely see anything? I'll try to put in just this little, like that, but there. That's it. That's as far as we want to go. And see, in the overall big picture, it works. It makes it look like it's a dynamic hand. But when you just draw it like itself, it's like, well, that might be a little too hard to read what it is. But I like to work with the overall big picture. That's what looks right to me. Okay, so here we're going to draw the jacket. And so I'm going to draw around her breasts to her waist. Like this, and the jacket's coming back out. Same thing on this side. I'm going to come down here to her rib cage. Out to her side, because I've got her now stretched her legs out because she's kind of jumping. Kind of I was going to say fantasy, but not fantasy. I was going to say, like, what kind of Like fantasy fighting is where I was gonna go with that, but it's not fantasy fighting. It's what's a word I'm looking for? And there's a lot in here I want to do, but I want to do it with color. I don't want to do it with the Sharpie. So I'll just do this just to kind of separate the jacket, like even the buttons and all that stuff. I think I want to do that with color, you know? All right, there's a little rib thing, kind of like the cuff. I should leave that alone before I draw through it on accident. Oh, but also check this out. See how I was talking about how thick this is versus the head? That's why I like to thicken these lines up just a little bit, just for my own inking style, my own look. So again, you don't have to do this. I'm just explaining to you why I was doing it and pointing out to you what it was I was talking about. Okay? All right, so now she's just wearing like denim pants. So there's not much we really have to do here besides draw material and anatomy, okay? So this leg is gonna be stretched out to her knee, something like this, and this leg is tucked in underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw this one too, just so you get a feel for the look of what we're doing. And her pants are rolled up tight. So I'm gonna do this. Roll them up. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up here so you can get an idea of the whole feel of the design here. There's the knee. There's the inner thigh up to the crotch. To the other leg. Okay, now see what I'm saying? How this leg is bent, this one's straight out. That being said, see how this cuff is like that? Now, it's like this. Now we got to turn it a little bit like that. So we're getting more of a curve here than we are a smoother surface, right? You know, I know that's a curve, but I'm just saying that's super curved the more her leg is starting to turn back. So that being said, and because it's also foreshortened, you can see less of the leg because it's all being tucked and hidden behind itself. Like that, right? It's different, but it's almost the same curve, but it's positioning. That's what it comes down to. So here I'm going to draw her leg. All right, down to the ankle. Then I'm going to draw the foot extended. So like that. And there is a sock and a shoe. So let's see, I'm gonna come over here like this. The sock you can't really do much with because it's a sock. But here, let's do a little bit of like, there's not a lot of detail in the actual video game character because they went very minimal, but it looks cool and I wanna add some design. I like to add it around the knee to show that, yeah, there's a bend right there, you know? Let's see, we can kind of draw a few lines in here from where her material's being bent. Not too much because again, it's like a blue jean minimal look. But I just want to show that, yeah, the material's being stressed or stretched like that. So I like to add a few little stretch lines, you know? Again, just to make it real, make it come alive. Okay, so now we're just going to draw the foot more foreshortened, so we're kind of losing the length. So it's coming down here. And here's the what's the bone? I can't think of that right now. But we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw the foot at that foreshortened angle. And then I'll add the sock and all that stuff. Okay, you can see the heel on this one too, so I'm going to bring it in like that and do that. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is the Dancing Devil from Sayonara Wild Hearts.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.